So one of the things most people don't know about me and my insane G.I. Joe collection sales here at the store is I love animals. And so we have little farms. I got all the little Clydes down here. I got a drawer full of crocodiles. Got your bobcats over here. Where are the rest of these guys? Oh yeah, here's our, I love dogs. We have a dog here at the store, so I got all the mutts and the junkyards and the laws. Also, if you look behind the counter here, you'll see a very weird bunch of deep sixes. I don't know why I have a bunch of those. That I don't have a good reason for. These guys right here, the boats for Stalker, they're just, so basically, hi, Rob Ross for Toys R Us LLC here. We did such a fun video the other day where we talked about all the vintage Joes in that bucket, and a bunch of you psychopaths posted a bunch of psychopath stuff on there. Weird. Why are Joe collectors so weird? That we decided to redo some of our Joe section. Number one, thank you for all the comments for people that are interested in buying a bucket of Joes. But I've been selling buckets of Joes to people for close to a decade now, so we've got a pretty good list already. That doesn't mean that I won't sell them, but we got about 200 messages and comments from people saying, I'll take that bucket, I'll take that bucket. That puts you pretty far down the list. And I don't mean that in a mean way, just to let you know, if we don't sell you a bucket, it isn't because we don't like you. It's because guys we've been selling buckets to for years are already there. For all of you that had selling advice to me, thank you very much. This being our 17th year here, we're pretty good at some of the things we do, but we'll always take advice. But when you give advice like a giant a-hole, we generally would just make fun of it whenever we're not on camera. These are all of our accessory bins. You guys saw all of our crazy figures the other day. These are bins of accessories for everyone. By the way, we've made a mess of the store. It is a disaster here. If you are looking for 1991 Snake Eyes, we call him Paintball Snake Eyes. That's his accessories. These are every single accessory for the Vintage Joe line that we have extra. We throw into these tubs and we put them together. And then we use those bins to complete figures. Oh my gosh, look, I got a Star Brigade Astro Viper weapon still in the tree, except for one missile is missing. What kind of jerk takes one missile off of this? Anyway, this is where I'm working on completing these Joes here, and we're adding them here. We actually had someone that said, sorting Joes is not a daunting task. You clearly don't love G.I. Joe if you think it's daunting. Well, when you sort 100,000 Joes over a decade or less, it does get a little daunting, but I appreciate all of your all's feedback. So we're getting ready to redo this whole wall here. We're going to hang our accessories up here. So us old guys, the accessories have been down here on the floor for years, and I just can't get to them anymore. So us middle-aged diabetic dudes that love G.I. Joes, our accessory bins are going to be hung right here so that we can get into them a lot easier, and we don't require surgery because we're trying to find an extra backpack for a 1983 Grunt. So we're making the store a little bit more is amenable to use. Is that what I'm trying to say here? Easier to use, fat guy friendly. Maybe that's the words I'm going for. So the Sal, who is behind the camera today, is being a super willing and helpful participant in all of this process without any kind of anger at all. So for those of you who know her, you know how correct that statement probably isn't. So we are redoing the whole Joe section. Can't wait to show you guys a video. If in the last video I said multiple times what our phone number was, what our email address was, and what our Facebook page was, and we still got about 120 comments asking how do we buy things. So I'm going to say this as clearly as possible, and no, I'm saying it out of love, and I would never make fun of you because that would make Jesus unhappy. Toys R Us LLC on Facebook is the best way to get a hold of us. ToysRUs.com is our website, but we don't list Vintage Joes or Vintage Joe accessories on the website. Yes, we get about 20 people a day message us and like, you don't have any Vintage Joes on your website. And I always want to be like, oh my gosh, where'd they all go? I promise we know there are none on there. You don't have to tell us that. If you message us on Facebook, we can get you pictures and videos. We do the best we can on things. One thing we don't do, we hardly ever sell body parts to figures. We get quite requests all the time, like looking for a right arm, looking for a left arm. We don't do that. We take the buckets of Joes, like this one right here, and sell them to people who do take them apart and sell them as bits. That is one of the things we do. We focus in bulk as far as individual sales and purchases, so we don't do a lot of the accessories. Looking for a missile launcher for a 1993 Leatherneck. Oh, this one's got a broken tab and the wrong missile in there on top of that. We don't sell these separately. Part of the reason is just not, this is like $1, and you have our minimum shipping and handling is $7 anywhere in the country, so it's not worth it to do that. We will sell some when it's a little more expensive. We don't sell the hard to find pieces. We put them with our figures that we're completing, and we will very rarely sell accessories. So if you're looking for the hard to find stuff, guys, unless you're in one of the Facebook groups and know people that sell them, I highly recommend checking out eBay. I know it's the dirty word and people don't like it, but realistically, a lot of people sell those kind of things on there. It doesn't mean we don't want your messages. It just means that I have to regularly disappoint so many dudes. And I know out of context, me talking about disappointing random guys is sad. I'm usually used to disappointing women in life, but I also, in the G.I. Joe world, disappoint plenty of guys. So we would love to help you out. Come find us on Facebook, Toys R Us LLC. That is the best way to get a hold of us if you're looking for something in the G.I. Joe world or any other toy world. I can't wait to show you the pictures and the videos of the section all redone and a little bit easier to use. Can't wait to show you that. If you guys have any requests, as always, message us. We appreciate it. We respond sarcastically to things because it's our sense of humor, not because we hate every single one of you, I promise. Even though I think sometimes people say that we clearly hate everyone. It's just because I'm a Gen Xer and sarcasm is my love language. So appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Remember, message us on Facebook if you need anything. Go to our website. Check us out. We'd love to have you there. ToysRUs.com or Toys R Us LLC on Facebook. Thanks and have a great day.